Good. Here we are there on the screen, and today it's gonna be about the perpetuity formula. Okay, so let me just give you the brief idea about what we had done last time around. I think we were there into the deferred annuity, if I'm not wrong. And in deferred annuity, we had solved few questions. Today it's gonna be about the perpetuity. So let's have the logical understanding of the perpetuity, and then we'll move ahead the application of it. I hope you people can hear me because I do not have the earphones today. A final confirmation. Some people would be like, "Kitni बार पूछोगे?" But एक बार, last time. This voice is okay, no? Perfectly fine.
Yes,
Good.
sir.
Thank you. Okay, you may take a snap of this. Let's move to the question. And after reading the question, I would come to the perpetuity. You may take a snap of it if you want to. Fine. Fine. Done, no? Yes. Achha. So Growmore Limited expects to receive the following cash inflows. For all this number of years, it will expect this many number of crores of rupees. Thereafter, the company expects the growth of 5% forever. Sir, forever माने के for infinity. Forever मतलब क्या होता है? कितने number of years होते हैं? Let's see that. The company has adopted the discounting rate of 13%. Find the value of the company by using the discounted cash flow approach. If Mr. Harshad Mehta wants to buy 10% stake in the company, then maximum what amount he should pay. Now see, try to understand this question first of all. 10 साल तक कंपनी कुछ ना कुछ कैश इनफ्लो करने वाली है. These amounts are given in crores. अब उसके बाद में कंपनी के अंदर 5% का ग्रोथ आएगा, दैट वुड रिमेन फॉर एवर. सो फॉर एवर का कोई नंबर ऑफ पीरियड्स हमारे पास है नहीं, सो दैट्स इफेक्टिवली द परपेचुइटी. Now, how does this perpetuity work? See, you do not have the number of periods. It's for the infinite number of periods. You keep on receiving some or other sort of a money for infinite periods. How do you find the present value of that? After some time, the discounting rate decreases so much that the effective value addition remains very small. If I give you a very small example, you may concentrate over here. Say, if you take the discounting rate at 15%, then it's 1.15 for the first year. Then for the second year, it would be 1.15 raised to square 1 divided by. So you keep on doing that, keep on doing that, keep on doing that. After 10 years, 12 years, 13 years, the value addition would be very small. इतना सा आएगा सिर्फ. तो ये मैथमेटिशियंस भाई साहब ने भाई कितना ज्यादा से ज्यादा हो सकता है प्रेजेंट वैल्यू. तो ये आप मतलब अब 10-15 साल 20 साल 50 साल के उसके बाद में तो कुछ इतना माइन्यूट एडिशन होगा. 2 रुपए का, 5 रुपए का, 6 रुपए का, क्योंकि डिस्काउंटिंग फैक्टर है वो इतना स्मॉल हो जाएगा धीरे धीरे धीरे, क्योंकि उसका वैल्यू एकदम कम हो जाएगा. So what could be the maximum value? By applying the infinity concept, they had derived one formula where they found that whatever the cash inflow would be there, no, you just divide it by the rate of return. Say 10,000 you are going to receive for as many number of years. You do not have the number of periods for infinity. You divide it by the rate of return. As simple as that, you get the maximum amount of the present value. As simple as that. Have you got this? So whatever the cash inflow is there, which is going to be there for the n number of periods, for the infinite period, divide that cash inflow by the rate of return, you get the present value of perpetuity. So here in this case, for the valuation too, my dear friends, we have a bit of an application of the perpetuity. Why? Because for 10 number of years, the different cash flows are given, but after that the company will grow at 5% forever. Perpetuity comes into the picture. When the perpetuity comes into the picture, the same formula gets applied. Yes or no? Yes or no, Mr. Hitesh? Yes. Good. Let's move ahead now. This is a question of the valuation of the company. First of all, now one of the techniques of the valuation of the company is to find that what maximum amount of cash inflow which the company would be generating over this number of periods. तो आपको 10 साल के लिए तो आपके पास अलग अलग अमाउंट दिए है, 10 साल के बाद आपको फॉर एवर क्या है वो मालूम नहीं है, तो फॉर एवर नहीं मालूम है तो हमने फॉर्मूला तो अभी देख ली, वो देख लेंगे फॉर एवर वाला, और इन सभी का डिस्काउंटिंग करते जाएंगे। क्या करते जाएंगे, उसको तुम अगर ऐड कर दोगे, सो दैट वुड बी द प्रेजेंट वैल्यू ऑफ द एंटायर बिजनेस, एंड इफ एनीवन वांट्स टू बाय द स्टेक इन दैट बिजनेस, ऑब्वियसली he would compare it with the percentage of stake he is getting. Say if he's getting total valuation of the business comes around say 50,000 crores, and if they want to buy the 10% stake in it, obviously the maximum amount they would be willing to pay would be 5,000 crores. Some people those who haven't got it yet, just take it as simple as possible. आपको यहाँ पे और कुछ नहीं करना है, जितने भी कैश इनफ्लोज दिए हुए हैं उस सभी कैश इनफ्लोज को डिस्काउंट करना है एट अ गिवन डिस्काउंटिंग रेट ऑफ 13%, एंड आफ्टर दैट द परपेचुइटी वाला कैलकुलेशन हम करेंगे, and now that's gonna be the differential cash flows, because for all this number of years the cash inflow is becoming different. Yes or no? Okay, so let's start preparing the table along with me there. First of all, we'll be starting with the serial number, and then we would have the cash inflow. After the cash inflow, we would have the discounting factor, if you can recall it. When there are the differential cash flows, to find the present value, you multiply the discounting factor with the cash inflow. Yes or no? याद आवे छे? See, basically discounting factor નો મતલબ શું? તમારે પ્રેઝન્ટ વેલ્યુ ફાઇન્ડ કરવી હોય તો આપણે આ ફોર્મ્યુલા યુઝ કરતા હતા, FV multiplied by 1 divided by 1 plus R raised to n. This was the formula we were using to find the PV. Yes or no? Now this is nothing but the discounting factor only, no? હા કે ના? તો આ ડિસ્કાઉન્ટિંગ ફેક્ટર તમને હરેક વર્ષના મળતા જાય, તમે એને મલ્ટીપ્લાય કરતા જાઓ FV સાથે, so ultimately you get the present value only. Let's move ahead. So I would be first putting the discounting factor there, and if you multiply the discounting factor with the cash inflow, you get the PV. Some people would be like, इतना ओवर एक्साइटेड क्यों हो रहे हो? मजा आ रहा है मेरे को, मेरी मर्जी. Let's move ahead. All the 10 years I would be writing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. All the cash inflows you have for all this number of years, please put it over there. बारह 300. Serious students would be like 12,300, then 13,100, then you have 14,800, then you have 15,400. Yes, Yogeshwari, can you just speak it? 15,400, no?
Yes. 15,400, 16,900.
16,900.
19,300. 22,400. 26,500. सर तुम्हारे क्या कांट के सर
हाँ तो है ना अपने पास इरेजर की फैसिलिटी क्यों दी हुई है? क्यों इतना टेंशन ले रहे हो यार? इधर है मेरे पास टेक्नोलॉजी है पूरी. सर पे चढ़ गए, मेरी तो मिस्टेक के लिए ऐसे ढूंढ के 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10 would be 31,400. Good. Now the discounting factor, it's very easy to calculate, sir. That's 1 divided by, what is the discounting rate that is given to us in the question? कंपनी कितने परसेंटेज से डिस्काउंटिंग करने वाली है? 13% से. So 1 divided by 1.13 इक्वल टू प्रेस करते जाएंगे, शाम हो जाएगी और हमारे पास डिस्काउंटिंग फैक्टर मिलते जाएंगे 3 टाइम्स, एकता कपूर के सीरियल की तरह. May I have the first discounting factor, please?
0.8850.
0.8850. Press equal to 7831. Okay, so all the online students have joined. You can find the discounting rate by applying this very simple formula, 1 divided by 1.13. Keep pressing equal to as many number of times it is required. So you keep on getting the discounting factor. Third one.
0.6931.
6931. Fourth one.
0.6133.
0.6133.
5428.
5428.
0.4803.
0.4803.
0.4251.
4251.
0.3762.
62. Next one.
0.3329.
29. And the last one.
0.2946.
2946. So you multiply the discounting factor with the cash inflow, we get the present value, sir. And I would not be requiring the present value for each and every amount because flow. Oh, some people have got too many pens. And some people would be like, oh, आज तो एक किधर गया? नहीं मिला. Okay, so what's the total? Let's see that. Who gets it first? So you'll have to multiply the discounting factor with the cash inflow. So you get the present value. I hope I'm pretty much clear to all the students there. Keep finding the present value for all this number of years. Add it up. So you get the PVCI for 10 years. लेकिन हमारी अधूरी कहानी because there are still many number of years to come. $93,609. 0.45. Others may cross verify this, please. Are we getting the same answer over there? Mr. Mohammed, check it out. Miss Poonam, Miss Jinkle, everyone, please. Okay, so what we are doing effectively is we want to find the valuation of this company. And the approach we have adopted to find the valuation of this company is the discounted cash flow approach. So all the cash flows which company is going to generate, for all this number of years, we are doing the discounting of it. तो कंपनी की कितनी वैल्यू है अभी? भाई तेरी जो प्रेजेंट वैल्यू है तो उसके लिए हमें डिस्काउंटिंग तो करना पड़ेगा. 93,609.45. No. How much? ज्यादा फर्क है? 89. Oh, so that's the quite a big difference. चलो अपन मेजोरिटी पे जाएंगे, बाकी सबका क्या कहना है? अब किसी ना किसी को टैली करना पड़ेगा. यार रुको, मैं ही कर लेता हूँ.
एग्जाम एक्सेस गई होगी तो
practical exam હશે કાલે.
મેં ઓલી છે રિટર્ન છો 89,585 is the right answer. तो 588 तो ठीक है, बड़े बड़े सम्स में छोटे छोटे अप्रोक्सीमेशन होते रहते हैं. So it's 89,585 is the total we are getting. 89,585.31. ओके, अब क्या करना पड़ेगा, कोई बताएगा, थोड़ा सा हिंट देगा? See, perpetuity का formula, I told you that for as many number of years you are getting something, you apply the perpetuity formula. But thing is, the cash inflow is not static. It will grow every year. Now see, the last cash inflow that you had observed, no, were 31,400, right? After that, the company is not going to shut down. It's going to be there for as many number of years, infinite in nature. We do not know how many number of periods would be there in total. And this cash inflow will keep on increasing 5%, 5%, 5% for all this number of years till the time company will be there. Can you understand my question? समझ में आयु कि नहीं? तो सर क्या करें? अब इंफिनिटी होती है, इंफिनिटी के अंदर इफ यू हैव द ग्रोथ रेट 2, नो, तो फॉर्मूला दूसरा कर देते हैं. जो अपना कैश इनफ्लो लास्ट ईयर का आया उसमें आपको 1+G करना है. So 1+G stands for the growth rate, and here in this, whatever the rate you have decided, no, that is to be deducted by G. ऊपर G को ऐड कर देना है, नीचे G को लेस कर देना है. So that is again a formula derived when you have the constant growth rate for as many number of years for the infinite number of times. तो फिर आप क्या करोगे, G को ऊपर ऐड कर दोगे, G को नीचे से लेस कर दोगे. G is the growth rate. Yes or no? And see, that's logical too. Say if you do the discounting with the higher rate, you get the less value. But if you are anyway going to grow by 5%, तो फिर आपका डिस्काउंटिंग रेट कम होना चाहिए ना. डिस्काउंटिंग रेट कम होगा तो आपका वैल्यूएशन क्या होगा, ज्यादा होगा. हमारा वैल्यूएशन ज्यादा होगा क्योंकि वो कंपनी भी 5% से ग्रो करने वाली है. तो ग्रोथ रेट को क्या करना चाहिए, लॉजिकली माइनस ही करना चाहिए केई में से. यही फॉर्मूला हम डिविडेंड को वैल्यू करने के समय पे, शेयर को वैल्यूएशन करने के समय पे यूज करते थे. सेम फॉर्मूला बिजनेस वैल्यूएशन में भी यूज करेंगे. यस और नो? Okay, those who couldn't get it, you will have to just do the cash inflow of the last year in bracket 1+G divided by R minus G. Now you will get the valuation of the company on the 11th year. So this is the valuation for how many number of years? 10. अब 10 के बाद वाले जो अर्निंग करने वाले हैं वो कौन सी वाली हो गई, परपेचुइटी हो गई. So let's apply the formula of the perpetuity. Normally the formula of the perpetuity will look like cash inflow or outflow, whatever the case it would be. But in our case, it's inflow. That is to be divided by R, right? That's the some simple formula. But here in this case, we have the growth rate too. So what we are doing is, in numerator, we are adding 1+G. In denominator, we are reducing G. So you get the valuation at 11th number of year. So what do you get? Last year's cash inflow. 31,400. 1+G. What is the growth rate at which the company will grow? Can someone tell me? So I can write it like 0.05. Yes or no? That is to be divided by R. That is the rate of return. What is the rate of return in this case? ये देखो, ये this laptop is high on the ganja. मेरे को पूछे बिना कुछ भी कर रहा है. इधर हाँ. R 13. So 0.13 minus 0.05. So you get 13,400, 1.05, and here we get 0.08.
32,970.
32,970, and here this would be 0.08. So how much?
4,12,125.
4,12,125.
12,125.
These are in crores. लिखने में क्या जाता है, सोचो तो सही बड़ा। 4,12,125 करोड़, ठीक है। हाँ तो क्या हर्षद मेहता है भाई, वो थोड़ी ना चंदूलाल है। So we have 4,12,125, but one more thing is remaining to be done. If you can just give me a hint about it. See, this is the valuation of the company at 11th year for all the cash inflows which company will earn in the future after the 11th year. Yes or no? हाँ, तो 11th ईयर की वैल्यू मिलने वाली है अग्नि। तो हमें तो वैल्यू कब की चाहिए, अब की चाहिए, अब भी की चाहिए। तो अब की वैल्यू चाहिए, तो क्या करना पड़ेगा, 10 ईयर का डिस्काउंटिंग करना पड़ेगा, हाँ क्या ना। तो हमें जो वैल्यू मिली, द वैल्यू वी हैव गॉट एट द बिगिनिंग ऑफ द 11th ईयर, we'll have to apply the discounting factor of the 10th year so that we get the present value of the valuation of the company of the 11th year. Yes or no? Some people would be like, eh? Okay. Present value company's remaining earnings. So see, whatever the future value you get, you multiply that with the discounting factor, that is 1 divided by 1 plus r raised to n, right? Now future value, the valuation of the business at the 11th year is coming how much? 412,125 multiplied by 1 divided by 1.13, because 13 is the discounting rate we use, raised to 10 because 10 years discounting will apply, no? Because we want to find the present value right now. Okay, so कुछ लोग फिर से करना, अरे भाई ऊपर ही किया, देखो देखो ऊपर किया, फिर से मत करना। कौन सा आया है, कितना है, 0.294546 डिस्काउंटिंग रेट हमने फाइंड किया है 10वें साल का ऑलरेडी। 0.2946, so 412,125 multiplied by 0.2946, 121,412. This is the amount of in crores. Now see, this is for the future earning of the company starting from the 11th year, but up to 10 years as well company has earned something, right? For that too we have done the discounting. So the total valuation of the company would be the present value of the all 10 years plus the present value of the business valuation starting from 11th year. Yes or no? Good. So the total value of business equal to value up to 10 years. So I can write it like PVCI of 10 years plus value for remaining years. This is quite an advanced calculation, huh? Business valuation is covered in a CFA level 2. CFA level 2, level 3 business valuation cover hota hai. So if you are planning to pursue the CFA, Chartered Financial Analysts, this will help you a lot. So 121,412, and for the 10 years, what's the total we have got? Can someone tell me?
12,125.
Hey, chokri, 89. 89,585. 89,585 पॉइंट कितना था?
तो सर આ 4 લેખ વાળું 11 વર્ષના એન્ડ માં વેલ્યુએશન થયું ને,
बिगिनिंग में।
તો આ 121 વાળું
See, 4 लाख वाળું વેલ્યુએશન થયું, એની પ્રેઝન્ટ વેલ્યુ કાઢ નાખી આપણે બિગિનિંગ માં। 10 પૂરા થયા એટલે હવે તમે 11 ના બિગિનિંગ માં છો।
हाँ तो ये बिगिनिंग में तो आज केस क्यों है ना 19,400 में
31,400 વાળો લીધો પણ આ વર્ષમાં ગ્રો કરવાના હોય તો ગ્રોથ રેટ આ વર્ષનો ય નાખો.
11th year ની અંદર આપણે ગ્રો કર્યું.
હા
હા તો એ 11મા વર્ષનું આવે.
10 વર્ષનો 4 lakh છે is at the beginning of the 11th year. When you are finding the value of the beginning of the 11th year, no, you add the growth rate of the 11th year too. Are you getting my point now? પણ 10 પણ 11મા વર્ષના બિગિનિંગમાં છે ને ડિસ્કાઉન્ટ શું કામ કર્યું 11મા વર્ષનું કારણ કે એ તો 11મા વર્ષના બિગિનિંગમાં છે આપણે અત્યારે છે હજી 10મા વર્ષ પછીની અત્યારે
ફર્સ્ટ યર નું હતું તો એમાં એક વર્ષનું ડિસ્કાઉન્ટ હતું બીજા વર્ષનું હતું તો બીજા વર્ષનું
જેમ જેમ યર્સ આવતા હતા એમ એમ આપણે ડિસ્કાઉન્ટિંગ કરતા ગયા અવની હા કે ના પહેલા વર્ષનું બીજાનું ત્રીજાનું ચોથાનું પાંચમાનું બધા વર્ષનું કરતા ગયા એવી રીતના 11th યર નું વેલ્યુએશન આવે તો એનું બી કરવું પડે કે નહીં હા તો 11th યર નું પ્રેઝન્ટ વેલ્યુ ફાઇન્ડ કરી હવે 11th યર માં આપણે છે ને પછી ટોટલ લઈ લીધું 11th પછી કંપની જ્યાં સુધી રહી ને ત્યાં સુધી ઇનફાઇનાઇટ લઈ લીધું ત્યાંથી પરપેક્ચ્યુઇટી લાગુ પડી ગઈ કારણ કે પછી આપણને ખબર જ નથી નંબર ઓફ યર્સ કેટલા સર્વાઈવ કરશે કંપની ફ્રેન્કલી after 11th year we do not know that how many number of periods company will survive it can be infinite because we do not have any numbers so you add this two you get the total valuation of the business but हमारी अधूरी क्या है कहानी अधूरी और क्या करना है पढ़ो क्वेश्चन read that question out carefully
total value.
If Mr. Harshad Mehta wants to buy 10% stake in this company, then maximum what amount he should pay? Can someone tell me? How can we do this? Absolutely correct. So see, the total valuation of the business you have got, you find the 10% of the total valuation. This is the maximum amount any investor should pay to buy this business. Right? This discounted cash flow technique is pretty much used in the corporate world too while buying the businesses. Sometimes the current revenues of the companies are not enough, but they are expecting that revenues would be boosted by some growth rate in the upcoming years to come. So that's why they apply the growth rate by finding the infinity, this perpetuity formula. By applying that, they try to evaluate the company's worth. And if one person is buying 10% at 20% of it, then maximum amount how much they should be paying. This discounted cash flow approach helps you to do it. Pretty much applicable to the corporate world. Investment bankers does this. The valuers are doing this. Practically use होने वाली है ये method. Okay, let's move ahead. तो हमें क्या करना पड़ेगा कौन बताएगा 10% फाइंड करना है so therefore the maximum amount an investor should pay to buy 10% stake. So when I say 10% stake, that means 10% of the shareholding. So what's the total of these two? What we have got there? Can someone tell me? 210,997.31. Now the 10% of this would be 210,997.31 multiplied by 10%. So you get 21,099. Or you can just put it 21,100. This is the maximum amount any investor should pay to buy the shares. Now you come to know that how these people come to know about whether the company is overvalued or undervalued. वो ऐसा ही नहीं बोलते थे. Overvalued है कि undervalued है वो देखते हैं कि उसका actual discounted cash flow valuation निकालते by applying the specific growth rate in their revenues. Then they try to find the net cash inflows for all this number of years. Then they apply the formula of the perpetuity, after which they do not have the data. Then they try to find what's going to be the total valuation of the business for as many number of years. And then they try to find that what shall be the value of per share. So if you divide this number, the total valuation of the business, by number of shares, you get the value per share. That's the discounted cash flow value per share. Say if the discounted cash flow value per share is coming at 125, and right now the market price is 150, obviously you would say, sir, it's the overvalued, because we would be paying 150, it deserves only 125. This is how the people makes the evaluation whether it's undervalued or overvalued. Is it clear? Okay, let's go to the next question. Oh my god, it's already 11:40. तो अडी अडी ने छूटा था आ क्वेश्चन में, तो આપણે ખાલી વાંચશું ખાલી આને, नेक्स्ट टाइम करेंगे, कोई बात नहीं. So on the similar lines, by applying the formula of the perpetuity, we would also be finding the value of the share on dividend basis. Okay, Mr. Republican, who is the finance manager of US Limited, had given a proposal to give 7% growth rate on dividends to be distributed among the shareholders of US Limited. The last dividend was 12 rupees per share. However, the shareholders did not fall into the rhetoric of Mr. Republican, and they voted him out from the power. They appointed Mr. Democrat as the new finance manager of US Limited. Mr. Democrat has given a new proposal to give shareholders the growth rate of 10% for initial 5 years, 7% for the next 5 years, and 4% thereafter forever. The overall expectation of the shareholders of US Limited is 14%. That's nothing but the KE, expectations of the equity shareholder, the discounting rate. You are required to find that which proposal would have fetched the more market price as per the dividend growth model. Write your observations. So this is something which is a home assignment for all of you. You would be doing it. And obviously I need to solve this. What we are going to do here in this case is, we are not valuing the entire business. We are valuing just one share. And when we are valuing the one share, we use the perpetuity formula. D 1 plus G divided by KE minus G. So instead of R, we have KE, that is the expectations of equity shareholders. G is remaining the same. And instead of the installment or the cash flow amount, we have the dividend per share. So obviously you get the value per share. Now, why we have taken the dividend? For a person who is investing into the business, for him, the cash inflow is the dividend only, no? So that's the cash inflow. So obviously they would be valuing the share based on what they are going to receive. They are going to receive the dividend. So dividend needs to be discounted. As simple as that. But problem is that this growth is not constant forever. For initial 5 years, the growth rate is different. For the next 5 years, the growth rate is different. And for upcoming years, the growth rate is also different. Some people would be like, sir, why this is so? The growth rate can be different because there could be the life cycle period. You people are aware, you have studied the basics of marketing management, right? There is something called the product cycle, business cycle. At one stage, the company grows. After some point of time, the company comes into the saturation stage, and then it starts the declining. So there is possibility that the growth rate expectation of the investor would be different for all this number of periods. For the initial years, when the company is expanding, then the growth rate expectation would be very high. After some point of time, when the company would be saturated, the demand would be saturated, the expectation would be little stable. And once the company will start moving downwards, a declining trend, at that time, the expectation of the equity shareholder would be minimum in terms of growth of the dividend. So that's why 3 dividend rates we have taken. We are going to solve this in the next session. I have just given you the brief logical outline of this question. I hope everyone has understood this well. Please take a snap of it, try to solve it. It's perfectly fine to make the error. We would solve this in the next session. If you have any queries or doubt which you couldn't understand anything over here in this, let me know, else I'm assuming that you have got everything. If you do not ask the question, तो उसमें तेरा घाटा, मेरा कुछ नहीं जाता. Okay, Ali, Chinkle is clear. Good. Receive the confirmation. Mr. Mohammed, what's the status? Anshu, Poonam. This question, to anyway we are going to do. I'm talking about the question number 1. I think you do not have any queries over there, right? Good. Okay. So see you all in the next session. Bye bye. Take care. Sayonara. Enjoy the rest of the day. Please put your enrollment number as a part of your attendance. Here I have Avni. Okay, that's it from my side. You may leave now. Thank you.